Hey, it's Sean and Mike, brew-dudes.com, and we have a lot of beer in front of us. Someone sent us beers for us to taste and also to get our opinions on how to blend these sour beers. Because you do one on YouTube and then suddenly you're a master blender. That's not true. But Ethan from PA likes to get our opinion about all the sour beers he sent us and how they can be best combined together into one tremendous beverage. So where you have 4 beers here, and then he did his own blend, sort of, because I was slow to respond to him. He just took a crack at it. We're going to taste that at the end.
Yeah, so hang in there for that.
So we're going to try these 4 individual beers that he sent us, get our takes, talk about them, and then maybe come up with some nice combination. But we'll start with beer number 1. On my left is a Golden Sour, a 2-year-old Golden Sour. It's made with commercially available for homebrewers microbes. His impressions, it's lambic-y. It's nice on its own, maybe. And the microbes that he is using on this, it's WLP 648 Brett Brooks, WLP 677 Lacto, and Y yeast 5526 Brett Lambic. And so I was going to have Mike taste this, get our first impressions, and then we'll just go down the line and talk more about it as time goes on.
Yeah, this one is the fruitiest on the aroma to me, per se. And that fruit carries into the flavor profile. It's got that classic sour beer cherry-ish type of,
the cherry,
like maybe red berry, but mostly cherry type thing. That's how we best describe it. There's a very low amount of tannin in there, very low amount of tannin, which to me I don't equates to there's not much Brett character in there. It's not very, but it's pretty relatively clean, sour character. It's acidic. And of all 4 of them, it's got the second to least amount of acid on my palate.
Okay.
I like it. It's drinkable.
Drinkable. We'll take that. That's a check. Okay, beer number 2. It's also a Golden Sour, yet much lighter in color than the first one. This is a 1.5-year-old Golden Sour. The microbes he used in this are wild captured yeast and bottle dregs from from 30 different wild breweries in a whiskey barrel. So I'm expecting to have some, some wood notes, some oak notes in this one. I can smell it off the nose. What's your thoughts on this one, Mike?
Yeah, the initial aroma on that one, it has breathed a little bit more. But there is almost like a pepper-like herbal. I originally described it sort of like a celery/mustard seed aroma on there, which I don't love, but it's not. Now that it's breathing a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm getting more of the barrel.
I'm getting some more vanilla in there now that it's actually warmed up a little bit more and it's breathed a bit. So my impression, since I took some notes, has changed a little bit. The flavor profile is more pleasant than the aroma was in the beginning. It sort of is matching up now more with that aroma now that I like it, but it's sort of muted. It's not super strong.
Yep. And
there's almost zero tannin quality to it, like that little astringency thing. And it's the lowest of all of them acid-wise.
Yeah, and Ethan agrees with you. His notes are nice, lambic-y, low in acid, not super complex.
Yeah, that's a more elegant way of putting it.
All right.
Good job.
Beer number 3, he has it down as a dark sour. This is his attempt at an old brewing. And this note, you gotta love it. First impression from Ethan is odd. I don't really know what's going on here. And first whiff, I don't think we do either. Yeah. Oh boy, that's a tough one. I'm gonna let Mike spill the beans on this.
So this one is to me. This is like the aroma on this is like shoe leather. It's a little musty. It's rough. It's wet leather, but not in a pleasant way. There's a little bit of like a strange herbally medicinal thing in there, but it's mostly that wet leather smell, almost artificial leather, right? It's not,
Pleather.
The flavor profile
Pleather. Jeez.
is hard to get in there. The flavor profile, there is like that, a little bit of that fruitness to it. Again, the tannin quality is almost zero. So, I mean, if there is Brett, if that aroma is a really rough Brett quality, it's all in the aroma. It's not really much in the flavor. It drinks kind of rough, and but of all four of them, it is the most acidic of the group.
True that.
So yeah, he mentioned that this one a little with some Kvik.
Yes. So I'll go down
Okay,
the
sorry.
microbes. No, it's fine. The microbes that he used, he has WLP 66.5 Flemish Sauer, Imperial F08 Sour Batch, Y yeast 3763 Roselaire, and then some Kvik strain I found on an obscure website.
Yeah, so we all know the rumors are that Kvik ferments like mad and very quickly. So I suspect with this beer that anything of worth that all the other microbes would have liked to have had were taken up by the Kvik. The Kvik fermented it out very quickly, and you just have microbes struggling to do something and make use of what's left over. And that's where this aroma quality is just a poor fermentation all around. I think it's just a weird melange of microbial activity that's struggling. Right? That's the best way I can describe it. I'm no expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I even wrote in my note, once I heard the Kvik thing, I immediately thought, well, there's just nothing here long term for
Things that you want.
things to do post that initial wave of fermentation, maybe. Because, we talk about the unfermentables and some like the Brett and the some of the Pediococcus and the like working on that stuff after the fact a little bit, but and maybe even some of the other byproducts of fermentation, but they do want some sugar. They still want some sugar, and if the Kvik's taken it all away, they've probably struggled metabolically to make use of what was in there, and maybe even taken away some of the things that you'd want to still taste. And so I think that's what's going on here.
Okay. Last beer, Red Sauer. This is his take on a Flanders-inspired beer. And again, he used all homebrew available pitches. Impression is fruit in your face. It's 2 years old. And so this is a little lighter than the darker number 3 beer, but a nice sort of amber color.
When it was first breathing, I got a lot of solvent on the nose of this one, but also sometimes to me, banana can come across sort of solventy to me.
Okay.
And when we were popping open the tops and pouring them out, I said a couple times, well, something here smells strongly of banana. I think that's faded a little bit now that it's been opened, but there still is a bit of a solvent, black pepper type of thing in the background. It's very clean sour, low fruit quality, zero tannin quality, and it's probably the second to least acidic there. I mean, I got 1 check on this guy, 0 here, so this is like the second to least.
Yeah.
I think, so it's very low acid in this one.
Okay.
The acid just isn't all that strong in this one.
All right, let's go through what the microbes he had in this. Imperial W15 Suburban Brett, Giga Yeast, GB 150 Sour Cherry, WLP 665 Flemish Sour, Imperial F08 Sour Batch, and then Y yeast 3763 Roselaire. So a lot of blending here of the microbes.
Yeah, when I've done this in the past, some of that stuff back there, I don't, using 4 or 5 different microbes in combination, I don't know enough per se about really amping up the total number of microbes in there. Roselaire is already a blend.
Yep.
Whether you're getting something more or something less, or if there's some detraction going on there, if there's just some competing forces at play there, versus, say, just doing Rosalaire, or just sticking with Brett and something to sour with, right?
Yep.
Versus mixing more and more of them in there. I don't know. I like the Giga Yeast Sour Cherry. I have used that before. I like that.
Yep.
So anyway, I like these. This is fun. It's very interesting, and it's really palate challenging. It's really
True.
cool to go through there and have things that are super different.
Not sure we were able to blend in this short YouTube video.
Yeah, but we're gonna try.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try. Now, this is my take. Okay.
You give us the take.
The dark sour. This
Bye.
guy here, right?
Bye.
The aroma quality and the flavor quality on that cannot be blended away, right?
Yeah.
There's no point for me. There's no point in using 1% of it just for the sake of using it. Just because I don't think you're going to. There isn't enough of something in there that's redeeming that you could hope to capture and titrate away the really strong shoe leather broccoli thing going on in there. It's not to say, I'm just being honest with the beers, right? So that's what we're getting, and I think he was in agreement with most of it. It's odd, but those are the words I'm putting to the oddness. I'm just trying to give the viewers something other than saying this one is odd. So I'm not going to try to include that in the blend, just because you can't throw good after bad and hope to get something interesting. The only redeeming quality that it does have is if you needed it, it's got more acid.
Yeah.
But in the blend, in this situation, because these other ones, if you really wanted to blend these other three, and you felt you needed more acid, then add some acid. You're a home brewer, add some lactic acid, right? You have easy access to 80% lactic acid. You can titrate that in, or do the blend and you can titrate it in the glass. Some people might want it less, some people more. You could do it that way too. There's no reason to not do that as a home brewer, for sure. No reason whatsoever. Anyway, this one is great.
Yep.
It's my favorite. So whatever this is part-wise, I'm going to just call that one part. I'm looking, I'm a lab guy, trust me. I'm really good at volumes. So that's one full part.
I believe you.
This is this one with the clean sour. I think on its own I don't like that aroma, but maybe. And then so I'm just going to go 2 parts of the first and 1 part of the other two together. Right. Super scientific here, folks.
Dude, you're the scientist.
All I mean by that is I'm pretty good at eyeballing volumes. Oh.
It's perfect.
Yeah, spot on. No, actually, somewhere in the combination of those, the tannin quality has sort of lifted itself a little bit. Sort of similar to like adding a little water to your whiskey.
Hey.
Right? It's opened something up, so that's actually pretty interesting. I don't mind that. I don't mind it at all. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do just to prove a point. I'm going to go to 2 parts of that. That's almost there. And then I'm going to take this guy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Oh, it's getting better all the time. And I'm just gonna go like 1% of this into the total blend.
That was more than 1%.
We'll see. Yeah, and I can smell it.
I would say keep that dark sour out of the blend.
Yep. No, just to prove the point, you can't really chase that down.
Yeah.
It did raise the acid level though. Yeah. I mean, I can taste it's a little bit more acidic. I don't know. These are relatively still as well, so it'd be nice. Carbonating them is going to lift more of those flavors, more of those aromas out. It'd be pretty cool. So anyway, for me, it was the 2-year golden sour is the base.
That's the base.
And then I would work on a flavor profile with the golden sour, the 1.5 year, and then that red sour. I would really focus on. It's really the first 2, and then just using that last one for a little filler if necessary.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's what I got. I mean, I hope that's useful to somebody to talk about.
Well, it's one guy.
But let me cleanse the palate.
I think going through the process, I mean, this is what any home brewer could do.
That's what we do. If you really want to be more specific about it, you get yourself, a transfer pipette to squeeze pipette, and you could do smaller amounts. Or the best way to do it would have been like some tablespoons.
Yes, that's what we do.
Right, and call it tablespoon is, and a teaspoon is 3 tablespoons. So you can that's a pretty good way to ratio things out,
Yep.
right? Just call them parts. Don't, because you can always then scale it up. That means like half a gallon of this and a quart and a quart. That
Yep.
would be 1 part and 2 half parts.
Yep.
Right? That's
Yep.
how it is. Someone's going to say, Matt, your math is wrong. I'm like, I know it is, but I've just
He's
been
a
drinking all
lab
these
guy.
sour beers. My
Yeah.
head is, totally acided out. Okay, so this is his attempt at doing some sort of blend.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a little carbonation in his one. So that's exciting.
That's good. No, he definitely used the dark sour in this. It's there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm getting some. I'm getting some interesting like candy note
Yep.
on the aroma.
Yeah. It's I was gonna say the cherry is a little bit there.
Yep. There's a little bit of that solventy. There's a little bit of shoe leather in the background. Wow, that is acidic. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, wow. Actually, the acidity is really helping to clear through a lot of that stuff, that weird stuff. That isn't bad. Forget what I did. I mean, this is decent. That's decent. This is decent. This is decent. I would, if you had more you wanted to blend these, maybe really hold back. If any of this did make it into that blend, definitely hold back on some of that. I like this.
I think
he didn't say. Did he say if this came? Like, did he add some sugar to this and get it to ferment, or did it just take off? I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Because these are still, and this one actually has some carbonation. It's even bubbling a little bit in the
I
bottle.
only have information on the ones that he sent us
Okay.
for our own blending experiment here.
Yep.
So this is probably in some other message they sent, but
Okay,
I think
that's
it was his try.
Anyway.
I think it's good. I think that he's probably going with the barrel-aged whiskey barrel golden sour.
There's
just
a
based
hint
on
of it in there. There's a hint of that vanilla note.
Yeah, it's just based on the color. I just the lightness of it. I think
Yep.
that's where he's
Yep.
deriving most of this this blend.
Yeah, it's very orangey. It's very. Yeah, it's interesting. It's when you blend stuff. That's why it's really hard to blend, because the sum of the parts should be more than that, right? And this sort of has done that. You know what I mean?
All right.
Cool.
Well, thanks for watching. This has been a day at work with Mike. If you ever wanted to know like what some big research analyst was doing at a lab bench in Cambridge, Massachusetts, this is how it goes, right?
This
is like every day.
It's
Right?
like that.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Hey.
Yeah, don't taste it.
True that. Like every situation when it comes to sour beers is going to be unique. So I think that just going through this process of evaluating the beers, getting a sense of like what each of them brings to the party, and then breaking down like, okay, well then let's try, X number of parts of this with, Y number of parts of that, see how that goes, and then you can scale up based on the amounts that you have in bulk. And that's what we did with this sour that I had, and we'll probably do it again because hey, we got those. I've got like 15 gallons at home myself. At some point we got to blend it, figure it out. So for John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, blend on.
Cheers.